Welcome back to the Grand Line Fantasy, everyone. One Piece, chapter 1133 just dropped, and wow, what an absolute banger of a chapter. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend you pause this video and go read it first. The link is in the description below. There will be spoilers ahead, so you have been warned. Now, let's get started. The cover story kicks off with Yamato, Otama, and Speed arriving at Udon Prison only to be ambushed by none other than Holdem. Seriously, why is this guy still around? Anyway, Holdem has Otama captive and things are heating up. Is Holdem the infamous sword thief we've heard about all along? The cover story just got a whole lot more interesting, and I'm curious to see how Yamato handles this situation. Moving on to the chapter 1133, titled Praise Me, hit me like a ton of bricks as I read through it. We start off with a flashback of the Ohara incident 22 years ago. We see the aftermath of that tragedy. We learn that Spandine, the CP9 chief at the time, blamed Robin for the destruction of Ohara. He pinned the tragedy on an 8-year-old girl. It's no wonder Robin was treated so cruelly wherever she went. The lies of the world government made the world see her as a monster. Watching young Robin desperately try to survive while being constantly rejected and feared is absolutely gut-wrenching. And then, the darkest scenes of One Piece, in my opinion. Robin standing on the edge of a cliff, seemingly to have given up and wanting to end her life. It's a harrowing sight, and honestly, it's one of the most heart-wrenching panels I have ever seen in One Piece, I'll say that again. But Robin's memories of her mother and Saul pull her back. Despite everything, she chooses to live on. This is the reason why Robin is one of the best written characters in this series, in my opinion. Oda knows how to make us feel every ounce of her pain and strength. Fast forward to the present day, and we're back on Elbaph. Eric arrives at the West Village port, introducing us to another stunning Elbaph location. Seriously, Oda has outdone himself with the landscapes in this arc. Then we see the Svlar, the mist ship, flying, or I should say, sailing in the sky. The giants explain how it sails using the buoyancy of clouds. Whatever that means, I'm sure it'll play a key role later on. One thing I loved about the last chapter and this chapter is the interaction between Robin and Bonnie. Robin seems to have taken a liking to her, and the panel of little Bonnie sitting on Robin's lap is adorable. It seems like Bonnie can now finally act her true age, as she no longer has to worry about her father and other stuff anymore. And it's so sweet to see. All the Straw Hats are finally together, and we get to see some fun moments. Luffy and the crew meet Hyrudin and the new giant pirates. And then there is Road, all tied up on a pole and completely discarded by Hyrudin, who doesn't hold back on his disdain for him. It's hilarious how every giant we meet just can't stand Road. Gerd shares her backstory about her friendship with Big Mom before everything went south. The news of Big Mom's defeat at Wano reached Elbaph, and the giants were really happy about that. They have prepared a massive feast for the Straw Hats, but Luffy shockingly turns down the food. That just shows how much he cares about his crew and Robin. Gerd takes the crew to meet Saul, who is now a teacher at Elbaph, teaching history to the giants. It is obvious that Oda has been wanting to draw Elbaph for a long time now. Every landscape we have seen from the start of this arc has been amazing and super detailed. We arrive at the Owl Library, the place where Saul teaches and the recovered books from Ohara are probably being kept. Robin is visibly excited, her heart pounding. A giant runs toward the Straw Hats, yelling that Saul has fallen and can't get up. We see this panel of Luffy and others annoyed by this. Robin, however, remains calm and collected, smiling the entire time. Saul was just trying to scare her, and it's so like him. The reunion starts off casual, almost too casual for two people who haven't seen each other in 22 years. But that's the beauty of it. They're both holding back their feeling, trying to keep it together. Also, Robin changed her clothes again. She is now wearing a similar black dress she wore as a kid. I don't know how she got that similar-looking dress, but hey, it's still very cute. Saul picks Robin up, reminding him of Olivia, Robin's mother. They talk about Vegapunk's message and the false lies spread by the world government about the O'Hara incident. Robin asks Saul if the scars hurt. He says that flames from the incident melted the ice and he fell into the sea. Robin asks Saul to praise her for surviving all this time. Hence, the title of the chapter. That moment broke me. Robin, the most mature member of the crew, acts like a kid again, seeking validation from someone who she thought was dead all this time. And after putting a smile on her face for that long, Robin finally breaks. All the memories from the past and the tragedies came back flooding. Tears start running down her eyes. We get this amazing last panel where both Robin and Saul burst into tears. This was the reaction I was hoping to see when Robin first saw Saul. That is what I found weird at first. But this was a far better outcome than I had hoped for. We see Luffy smiling happy to see Robin happy. We don't see Zoro and Jinbei's faces. But all the other Straw Hats also burst into tears after seeing that heartbreaking reunion. Again, it shows how much the Straw Hats care about each other. Chapter 1133 was a masterpiece. A perfect blend of heartache, joy, and laughter. It's the emotional high point of the year. Next week is a break week, but stay tuned for more amazing content as we head into the new year. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support means everything and helps me bring you more awesome content. Until next time, keep dreaming big and sailing the grand line.